Leo here today with Chef Dario Manca for the first episode of Real Talk. So you're gonna be listening from the chef himself for some of the best advices that come from the kitchen to the real world. So thank you so much for coming, and you can subscribe to the channel, and also you can see Dario's links down below, so his Instagram page where he puts all of his recipes. So Dario, thank you so much, and as usual,
see you soon.
Ciao. Okay, so here we are. Good morning, my dear friend. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
So yeah, this is like one of the first podcasts that we are doing in this new studio, Black Box Studios. You know, it's you are the first of the few selected people that are gonna come here and have a chat with us.
Such a privilege.
Well, you know, it's not only a privilege; it's a duty.
Okay.
We have to share with the world your personality.
It's a must.
It's a must. So, buongiorno Dario.
Buongiorno.
So, how's everything?
Yeah, everything's fine, except for what's going on lately outside, but that's pretty cool.
How's the coronavirus treating you?
Treating me?
Yeah.
It's not treating me, luckily. So
Yeah.
at the moment I'm cool, everybody's fine. My great aunt died from coronavirus.
That's sad. That's sad.
Unfortunately in Italy, but you know.
So for everybody listening, so Dario is a chef, and the reason why he's on this podcast, Real Talk, is because we are trying always to interview people that are the best and the number one in their field. So Dario is a chef that moved from Italy. He worked all around the world, but now it's in Australia, so in Brisbane. So we have the chance, so we are lucky enough to have you on the podcast. But so your auntie lives and your family lives in Italy.
Yeah, they still live there.
So so I guess like your region, because you come from the north of Italy.
Yeah, correct.
And so that was the most hit
Affected,
by affected by the virus.
It was full on. It was a lot, and it grew in no time. It was too fast.
What do you reckon is the cause? Like you know, just for a talk. Like we are not experts. You know that.
No, we're not. But you know, there are so many rumors about these potentials. You know how it started. How they're saying that it could be the bats. They're saying it could be the dogs. They say they could be anything. You know, but what is happening in China is the fact that they have these open markets where all the flies are going around. Everybody's touching things. There is the flowers on the right hand side. There is the raw meat in the middle, and then you have raw fish on the other side, and then you potentially gonna have some other sales around there. You know what I mean? So everything is just together.
So you're telling me that basically
It's not safety there.
one of the main reasons is that unfortunately the hygiene of this places, wet markets, is a little bit lacking.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the difference? So you worked around the world. What's the difference in between from country to country? Is there like some places where hygiene is more? How would I put it without sounding like a little bit? Is that place, for example, in between Italy, the UK, whatever, and Australia? Do you have can you see the difference in between the places?
Yeah, you can see the difference from Italy 100%, because Italian people are quite dodgy, I have to say. But you know, I think Italy, as everybody, you know, from the older countries, so we're talking about Europe, talking about thousands and thousands of year of history, you know what I mean? So people are still struggling going around, but then when you have Australia, when you have London, when you have I've been in Germany, I've been in the UK, I've been in Mexico as well. Mexico was, I'm not going to talk about Mexico.
Shout out to everybody from Mexico. I mean, we are talking like dodgy about Italy. Everybody listening is going to be like, you know.
No, but you know what I mean. Like Italian people, they moved around the country and they're now here in Australia. They know. And they say with a laugh that people in Italy are dodgy, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But we're saying it with love, because we know that when we were there, that's what we used to do as well. So, but I can say that, you know, in Australia, everything is a bit more It's different. It's the same safety, because safety is important and everything is pretty much the same around the world. But then in Australia, I feel like it's a bit more safety. Yeah?
How many people? It's enough people for you to say, okay, this is a great kitchen.
Oh, that does not depend on the people in the kitchen. It depends on the quality you're doing. It depends on the extent of the menu. It depends of, for me.
Give me a number.
Right, it will be 2 each section, so I would say 11 to 12, including myself.
I like how I don't know what are you talking about when you talk about section.
Sections.
Can you explain to us the kitchen? Okay.
Yeah, of course. So kitchen is where we cook the food.
But okay, for people listening, they're driving, they're going home, or they're watching this on YouTube. So I always imagine there are so many shows or cooking shows or whatever, and they talk, but a sous chef or this. There's a movie that I like, Chef. There's with the director of Spider-Man, or another one, Burned.
Yeah.
So you see a Ratatouille, of course, but that would have not been probable or possible. How many people and how many sections there are in a kitchen, a professional kitchen?
So all came from France, okay, where you have the hierarchy that got built. At that point, hierarchy went spread all around the world, and then you have difference, in France where everything started, as in Italy, as in Germany, like where the hotspot here, you have a lot of sections. In Australia, you have usually 4 to 5 sections. You're talking about the entree section, you're talking about the hot main and cold main section, you're talking about the patisserie, so the dessert area, and then you can have bakery at the same time. So you have these 4 to 5 sections.
What time do you wake up? And is that true that you or whatever, you go and pick the ingredients, like the veggies? You always there? You always go to the same butcher or the same? I'm so curious about this kind of stuff.
Are you talking about me every day if I'm waking up and then I would like to do something, or on a professional day?
A professional day, like as I imagine every professional chef, like when it's not like a cook, a chef like yourself. Like, do you have your own I don't know, like a butchery, your own supplier, or
like the way we're doing things is not how it used to be back in the days. Like it would be amazing waking up at 6 a.m, going to the grocery shopping or whatever you have to go to, and then pick your own produce. That would be top. At the moment, it's obviously different. We're talking about the operation that just got through it. So we're just talking about what we would like to get and what we would like to use on the phone with our favorite people. I'm talking about suppliers. I'm talking about our reps, and there is a good communication between all these professionals, and it is all about making a phone call and be yourself, be honest.
So basically, you are going exactly where I wanted you to go. So every kitchen at the moment is like a business. It's like a little...
It is a business.
Yes. So it's like you have a CEO, that is in this case the chef. You have the COO, that is in this case the sous chef. Yeah. And then all the other roles.
Absolutely.
So basically you're telling me, because I remember that we were talking about something and you said to me, well, on a Tuesday I can't see you.
Yes.
I was like, okay, what are you doing? Why can you not see me on a Tuesday? So take me through, like, what's the day on a Tuesday? And then,
of course, yeah.
Because then in that case, I will... Because this is like a podcast that a lot of professionals are going to be listening to. Yeah. And that means that I never understood how much a structure, so how big the structure and how good the structure is in a restaurant to make it work. So, and this can be applied, in my opinion, to every sector of business. In any business, we can learn from your expertise in basically taking these people through one simple day that is your Tuesday. So your Tuesday is the planning day.
Phenomenal, yeah. Planning and organizing day. That is because on Sunday, which is the last day of the week,
that's the game day.
Order. Yeah, it's the game day, but at the same time is the ordering day, So you are getting ready to order everything that you might need, potentially need, and definitely need in the following week, right?
Yeah.
And for myself, I don't know if you guys know, like I'm working as a za'atar, which is in the valley. in Ovolo Hotels. And what do? We have more than 20 suppliers. So my Sunday, now, to go into, obviously, elaborate what's going on Tuesday, my Sunday is to pick what I need from every single supplier, which I'm going to get delivered on Tuesday. So Sunday is mad, at Tuesday is even more. Why? Because we get in every single thing in different times. So we get in 6-7 suppliers in the morning between 6 and 7 a.m. I have my core team in the morning, the breakfast team, getting organized everything, checking every single thing I ordered, or my sous chef order, and then we're going to go through the quality. What is good, what is not good, we're going to send back. And that is something that happens for every single supplier, right? And then the other thing that happens is we have a meeting. First thing in the morning, I'm having a meeting with the other managers, understanding how many people we are going to have during the week and during that single day, understanding how many different functions, events, canapes, and welcome we have through the hotel and through the restaurant. And then at that point, we have obviously to prep what we're going to serve on lunch, dinner, breakfast, and various, as I said, events. That point we have service. So service is where everybody is just full on, heads down, and just working. And that could be between the 11:30 until 2:30 for the lunch service, and then 6 until 10:30 p.m.
I didn't know that I would have used a sport analogy for a restaurant, but in this case, I'm already into it, so okay. I'll keep talking about it. So basically, you are talking to me about a season already started. So when the championship is going on, so you have your meetings, you have your training, and then you have the game day that is, basically every day or whatever you open.
Yeah.
But what about the plates? What about like the menu?
Yes.
So that has to be done and in a pre-season, right?
Yeah.
So basically, drive us through or take us through what happens when a new restaurant or whatever every time you have to change the menu. That is the pre-season.
Yes.
Start. So what do you do?
Well, in the current season, you obviously have the dishes that are now established, so you're just going to keep going with what you have. In the meantime, you are thinking about what you would like to increase, improve, get better, get less, take rid of, So what you're doing in this pre-season is understanding what is the item that you would like to take off and the item that you would like to push. We're talking about the season as well, because you need to understand what are the seasonal ingredients that you would like to use in your menu, right? So let's say that we would like to say goodbye to that pasta dish that has been doing amazingly and everybody love it, okay? Because if you have something in your menu, it's because people love it. Otherwise, you won't have it. So number one, you need to understand how people will take the fact that your favorite is not going to be in the menu anymore. So you need to implement the thing, okay? So you need to understand why you would like to get rid of it, and how to get the best out of the new thing.
So this is a very good thing. So hold on a minute.
Yeah.
So you are telling me that you have a favorite. You have your...
I do have favorites, but like...
Yeah, basically you have in your menu something that is going so well, that is your main dish. So how do you push that one through the new menu? If you have to take it off, what do you do? Do you do like a soft launch of the new one? You start to let people try it, or what's the technique? Because it's important. If you have a strategy, I'm in marketing and advertising and also real estate.
Yes.
But when you have a strategy like this, like when you have a new thing going on, in the meantime you can hear messages coming from home. No, it's not true. It's just an email. How do you break the habit of someone with something new?
Before we put this in the menu, I need to try it. I need to, play with it. I need to play with it. So what I usually do is when I get some VIPs, everybody's a VIP. If it comes to my restaurant, everybody's a VIP. That is the most important thing to say. But, who is regular, who is usually coming most of the times, maybe 2-3 times a month, I like to give them... Are you
talking about me?
You come every single week, maybe twice a week, so... I don't want to be rude, but I love you.
Anyway.
So, and How many times happened that I gave you something that you didn't even know
Yes.
was there? How many times happened that you paid for it? Never.
Yeah. True.
You know, that is because I like to get the feels. It doesn't have to be amazing. Usually is. It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be cheap. I don't have to make a profit. My profit is the feels that I get from you eating something that is never tried before.
Yeah. So basically, every time I come there, you sneaky chef that you are, you give me something extra, right? So, and basically that extra stuff that you give me, it's actually for you to understand what is the reaction that I have.
Yes.
Based on the fact that I'm always there.
Yes.
So I am your sensor. I am your little thermometer to understand if this can work or not.
Yes, I would say so. But it's also for me to understand if that standard is kept. Every time that you come over, maybe you can have the Yamana bread or you can have the toasty, that thing that you like. I know you like it, and it makes you happy if I give it to you.
Yeah.
It costs fuck all from me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
you can swear in the podcast. Yeah, but now we are not available in 45 countries. No, that's not true. It's not true.
It doesn't cost much to me, but with your important health, I can understand if my cooking and my chef's cooking is up to standard.
So what would you say to someone that is not in your business? Would this be a valid lesson for them? If they have a new product, if they have to push an idea, if they know... So you would say, know your customer.
Yeah, 100%. But at the same time, you know what I mean? Like, business has to make money. At the end, every single business has a case, has a cause. Okay, so at that point is always making money. If you have a new product and you need to advertise it, you need to see what people think about it. Like, you cannot just give it for free. If it's a single product and it's a new thing, you probably, money is what drives people mostly all the time, right? But you can maybe find different ways. You can give something on top. You can describe it differently. I don't know, like, I wouldn't give this as a suggestion to someone that has a new business and has something completely new to go ahead and for the first week go everything for free. You know what I mean? That would be too much. That's
the right balance. But once you are talking about from a successful perspective,
100%,
and that's what are the people want to know. Like, how do you reach success and how you keep success? And in that case, I want to show you an image. Now, I want to talk about leadership with you because you are the CEO of your kitchen and of your restaurant or your joint of restaurants, whatever it's going to be. But you are basically dealing with personnel. You're always dealing with your employees.
I'm a psychiatrist.
Yes, so before we go ahead, I want to show you an image. What do you think about this guy? Now, for everybody listening, I just showed Dario an image of Gordon Ramsay.
Yes.
So why am I showing Gordon Ramsay?
You're showing Gordon Ramsay probably because you know that I worked with him for a short period of time. In my understanding, when I was between a commis chef and a chef de partie to, bring up again the hierarchy in the kitchen. So commis chef is a help, and chef de partie is someone who is actually in charge of that magic section that we talked about before, right? I was with Gordon back in Italy when I was 19 years old, and he had only one restaurant, the only restaurant in Italy that was run by him. It was an amazing experience. Obviously, many people could understand that this guy is not a chef anymore. He's a businessman, is a idol, is a celebrity.
So he's not working in the business, but he's working on the business. That's the concept that at the moment is going
exactly. So working for him, it was actually I been by his side probably 3 days, maybe 4, to make you understand. Is
he tall?
He's huge. He's tall, he's huge, he has an energy that is absolutely out of this world. I remember he was trying to motivate the people, before the service, and this massive mountain, it was just like trying to throw words to your face. It was just on you, you know what I mean? Trying to give all the energy to you. This is how I remember Gordon, and we was doing asparagus together. So,
so what did you learn about leadership What is the take? One, if you have to pick one thing, one that you need to be a good leader,
Yes.
what is it that you would give us as a tip for our people that work with us?
Look, for me, if I need to think, like, there are two things. Okay, everybody will say to you, listen. Listening is the most important thing. When you are a leader, you need to listen first. But I think, and this is for me, the respect. The respect is what drives everything from my point of view. It could be from any kind of angles, and it could be rejected to every single other, thing through the leadership. What do I mean by this? Like, when you are a leader, you are working with 2 people, you're working with 20 people, you're talking about someone who comes from different countries, you're thinking to maybe have someone who woke up well that day, didn't wake up well that day, someone who had a crush on the waitress rather than someone that just broke up with his girlfriend. You know what I mean? So you have a lot of emotions going on. And the first thing is listening. So you cannot just throw shit at someone. You cannot just be angry at someone because something is not up to standard. Yes, if something is not up to standard, that is a problem. Because that is going to bring a problem to the whole idea of what you're doing.
How do you handle that when there's a problem? Do you yell at them? Do you
There's
tell
no point
them?
to yell at them. There's no point to yell at
There are a few other, do you have to be a dick or you have to be full of empathy? What is that?
Both. Like, there are 3 ways that you can be a leader. One is to fear. One is because you give fear to your colleagues and to who is behind you. The other one is because they absolutely admire you. Okay, and the other one is because you are a machine. Okay, so you need to be a bit of both. Okay, you need to be a bit of the machine, you need to be a bit of fear sometimes, and you have to be absolutely impeccable. But being a dick is not the answer, because that is going to something is going to get done just because of it. If I am leading you with fear, so I am the one, and you have to say because I say. It doesn't head to anywhere.
Do you reckon vision is a big thing? So when you have a vision, no matter what,
the belief,
like when you have like a project in your head, you know where a plate has to go, you know where a menu has to go.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that's important, or it's also important to work with compromises? This is, I know that this is like I am literally tapping into things that I know.
It's a bit of both again. You need to compromise everything all the time. Like, you have to have recipe, you have to have a plan, you have to have things to do. But at the same time, if you don't compromise time, knowledge, respect, once again, everything is different. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But what did you say? Compromise and
knowledge, everything.
Well, that is obviously going to tick off. Yeah.
Well, I've got another. We have almost to close this amazing segment. It's like one of the best interviews that I ever had so far. And you know that I work at the radio, but normally we have to be interrupted by music. And I want to know what you think about this image. You have to look at it, and then we'll tell them what it's all about. And then give me some 2 or 3 words, and then we'll wrap it up.
2 or 3 words. Beautiful. Behind. Upside.
I showed Dario an image of our birthplace.
Yes.
Italy. At nighttime, especially the north part, that one, where you come from. Do you miss it?
No, I don't.
I can see that you miss it a little bit.
I miss the heritage where I'm from. I talk about myself as an Italian because I am an Italian. I do have a passport here in Australia, but at the same time I feel Italian. I don't feel Australian. But when I'm here, I feel Australian. I don't feel Italian. It's a bit of a strange feeling, you know what I mean? I love where I come from. I will always, keep high the flag of Italy. But at the same time, I understand where I am, and I love this country.
A lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, like it was an absolute pleasure to have you on the podcast, on the YouTube video, and wherever this message is going to go. So thank you so much for finding the time.
Thank you.
It's always also a privilege to learn from any CEO, and in this case a chef that is the CEO of the restaurant, of the kitchen, of everything you do. I am a fan, so you'll see me in your restaurant again and again and again and again, but thank you so much. Probably if this goes well, we're gonna have another interview a little bit in the near future.
Sounds good to me. Thank you, Leo.
Thank you so much.
See you soon.
Ciao.